Let's get into the story time, boys. Yes, story time. So pretty much this story takes place, let's say, what is a good estimate? I know like the exact day, but I also want to, do a little bit of background info. So it's somewhere in 2019. Let's say May of 2019. This was before I was like, I would say like good. Like I'd say I was solid at this point. Like maybe at like the level I'm at now, or like a little better maybe, but I didn't get like tournament wins left and right. Around this time, y'all should know, little disclaimer, I wasn't really the happiest because I was with at the time I was like in second grade or whatever. No, not second grade. I was like 4 years old, but like your grade started all over again here in the Netherlands. But that's besides the point. I just wasn't that happy. And there was a lot of BS going on. So I was at this Mario Kart tournament, and then there were, I don't know what it was anymore, but it was like a message or something, and I don't know what happened. Like, I was doing good in the tournament. It was like the first time, I'm pretty sure I went to like grand finals. Well, not grand finals like itself, but like the first time I went to grand finals via the winner's route. Because where we play, you usually either go to losers or winners, So I went to the winner finals and went to grands, alright? I'm pretty sure, no, this wasn't, no, I'm pretty sure the set was without Menno, actually. Pretty sure he lost in loser finals, if I remember correctly, but that's besides the point. I was in the finals, and I don't know what happened, but like the match before, or like the thingy before, something got said or whatever. And I don't know, I like froze up, I didn't know what to do, my brain couldn't think. People were like looking at me like, hey, is this man ill or what? Alright? And I don't even remember what it was. It's like a total like blackout moment in my memories. That's just from accounts from people that I heard from afterwards. What ended up happening, I was there in winners, I kind of froze up. I was actually doing great from what I remember from the results. I'm pretty sure I ended up in like second, which was like, hey, that's really good. Like, hey, I'll take that. Like a second, I will always take that. That's better than third, fourth, or anything below that. I, got second. I wasn't unhappy that night. Everything just continued on as it was. And then I'm pretty sure what happened was there was like another tournament, like the final one before you could like qualify for the finals, like one more before. And there was this guy from like Team NL. That's what I do remember quite clearly. Like at the point, our point distribution was so whack that if you got like first, like twice, you would just automatically be qualified for the finale. And I remember it was like Clover, or it was someone else who told me like, hey, this guy, we need to try and make sure he's either at least second, so that he doesn't get into the grand finals, like the final tournament which you could qualify for. So I knew that and everything, but still, like, personally, I don't know, I still wasn't, the greatest back then. At one point, I don't know what happened, it just kind of snapped. Like, I just passed the year already quite easily and stuff, and I just didn't have to go to school anymore. I don't know, I was just very much happier, not just because it wasn't school, but, like, it was mostly, like, the people from there, where I wasn't going great with at the time. So, instead what I did, ladies and gentlemen, I opened up a Google Docs file, put the name of every single track at the time, so of course no Mary Mountain, unfortunately, because that's only like a few days old at this point, not even a week. So what I did, I opened up a Google Docs, I downloaded all of the world record me's, and I started practicing my lines like every single day, like legit. At that point in time, I don't know, I was just, practicing every single day, you guys. I was just going for it, making notes. Okay, you can do shortcut there, you can do things like that. Items work like this, and that. I looked up videos, tutorials, I was going ham. Like, I was taking it very seriously. I was becoming happier. I had, my tactics down and everything. And the tournament was coming up. And I knew that thing about, like, the NL player. So I didn't only want to do good for myself, but also to make the people, that I was vibing with a whole lot. I was in the tournament, okay? And we started things out, pretty sure in the first bracket. I was already in like a very tough bracket, but I managed to get first in that bracket. So I was like, hey, we'll take those. In the meantime, I was doing like my anime glasses type moment. I was just looking at my notes. I was like, okay, this and that. I can improve this and that. Dude, I was like try-harding as heck back then. At that point in time, I got to round 2. Round 2 went well. Round 3. At that point in time, I started playing Mr. Scooty, practice with that, because before then I used to play Bowser Jr. on the standard bike with mini wheels, no, with slick wheels actually. Very ill setup now that I think about it, looking back at it. And I don't remember what glider I used, but the glider doesn't really matter all that much anyways. So I used that, which wasn't even like, you know, like a very good setup. And then I learned, you know, I already started out at that tournament with, you know, with the practice and everything, with Mr. Scooty, as I've heard, that was very good. And then in the middle of the tournament, I started playing someone who played the exact same setup but had mini wheels instead. And I noticed they got better, they were better. And someone, like, I played against a Team NL player, like, in the round before winter finals, who also told me, like, hey, mini wheels are a lot better. So what I did was I ended up using the well, it was mid-tournament. I just switched over to mini wheels pretty much. And I was like, you know what? Maybe it'll work. So I made it to winter finals with the ML player with 2 other people, actually. And from what I remember, this set went pretty well as well. For one of the races, I was on Moo Moo Meadows, alright. And I was like second the entire race, like following just first. And just hitting him with everything, because like the lead was too big with the other players anyways. And the thing was, near the end, I got myself a mushroom and I'm pretty sure a green shot. This is what ended up happening.
Precies Willem, niet letterlijk opnemen, het is positief bedoeld.
We zijn heel blij met je.
We zijn zo blij met jou, echt oprecht. Maar ik moet ook ondertussen nu weer eens halen. Gaat hij los? Hij gaat er los!
Oh! Ended up beating him, and I'm pretty sure what ended up happening was I still have the gameplay, but I don't remember it correctly by heart. Like every small little detail. This was like 3 years ago, obviously. And what ended up happening, we were in like the final race, as if it was a set of 8 races, and we all had the exact same amount of points. We were going on TikTok clock, and the person who got the W on TikTok clock, or like first 2 places pretty much, would move on. Now this entire race, it wasn't going too well for me. I haven't made my way back. I started sweating. And at one point, I don't know what ended up happening. It just went really well. Everything clicked. And I'm pretty sure I got second, and someone else got, pretty sure he got, like, what was it? First, yeah, and then another player got like third or something. And I'm pretty sure from what I remember, like very vaguely, me and that other guy just ran up to Clover and we just started cheering like in the middle of the bar, which was amazing, by the way. I will never forget that moment. So I was very happy, you know. That was like the second time I made it through winter finals to grands, you know. As I did 2 weeks prior, when it wasn't like going all too hot, you know. Pretty much. We were done cheering, alright? We were done. And there were some commentators at the time, and I don't know why, but I was like looking very favorably or something or whatever, and they were like, oh, get Alka up here, get Alka up here. And I still have the interview, which I'll probably also show off. But they asked me, pretty much, hey, how does it feel like you beat this person, this person, this person, this person is a loser bracket, this person's out of the tournament, this you put the NL player there, this and that. How did you do it? Remember at this point in time, I was like 15 years old or whatever. I barely even, you know, thought this was possible, what ended up happening with... So I barely didn't know, you know, oh god, like, what even just transpired, like, before then. And I was like, man, that's kind of crazy. And I didn't really compute for me yet that that all happened. And then, you know, they asked me the question, how did you do it? And here comes the best answer that I have ever given to anybody ever. I just told them, you know, it feels like I fell on the back of my head. That's just perfection. That is just... Wow. I fell on the back of my head. Well, they kind of feel like that because I barely couldn't remember anything. But, you know, here we are anyways. We were me telling the story, you know. Yeah, I ended up going to Grands there. And it was just, you know, a good time. We were vibing. We were in finals. Wasn't really going too hot. We were in grand finals. Great. Vibing, you know. Happy. Yeah, but it was just sitting there and I know it wasn't the best set in the world. Like, they knew after that, you know, winter finals, I was capable of things. I also felt like that during the matches. But, you know, they knew I was a threat. So I was being aimed for more and more. And I actually did end up winning it. But there was this one amazing moment that I still got second, although it was like a lot of points behind. We were on Yoshi Circuit, and this actually happened with like And we were like racing, and I was doing the same thing on as we did with Moon Meadows in Winter Finals with the same person actually. So pretty much we were on Yoshi circuit. I was following this guy like the entire race, and at like the final item box, mind you, like the final set, like right before you take like the final 2 turns, you're done. He ended up like using or like switching items or whatever, or try to get another one or something. I don't even remember correctly, but I saw right through that. Hit him with my red shell, passed him on the final moment. There were like these bomb throws afterwards. It was actually crazy.
Heel slim. Gaat hier, pakt de
Ik
dubbel
denk
itembox.
dat
Heet
het-
hij niet
oh.
op tijd. Waardoor
Daar
nu...
komt
Oh, yes! Daar komt
Oh,
yes!
daar komt
Oh, die had er langs! Oh, wat gebeurt
Niet
hier?
normaal.
Oh!
Wat?
Dit kan het eye-opener worden. Dit kan... Oh! Yes, oh, yes!
Wow, oké.
Placing second there, but in like a very good showing. And I will always remember that tournament because, you know, like of like the way it brought beforehand, you know. It was like the end of the school year as well, and I was, you know, finally freed of my shackles, if you may. Oh, there we go. So I was finally freed of my shackles. I was, you know, the cheering after Winter Finals was absolutely insane. I will never forget that. You know, winning against, at least in winners, against the NL player, you know, seeing them map, it was amazing. Funny story is, like a few months later when the Rona happened, there were like online tournaments. I ended up facing the same guy in like a different like online tournament. Oh, dang it. I'm pretty sure I was calling in with Clover at the time, that I told him like, dude, I'm winning, and I won with like 8-point difference. And I still have the scoring board from that one tournament saved on like my desktop. Why? Well, pretty much because I was so proud of it. And but yeah, that is pretty much in the story. There was no moral victory or whatever, but you know, there was emotional accomplishment, if you know what I mean. Thanks for listening, and I hope you have a fantastic day.